Hey guys, so I kind of just want to tell you the truth and talk about my new music video because there's a lot of really cool things I want to share with you about. What I mean by telling you the truth is lately I haven't been totally, I haven't lied to you, don't worry, nothing. But lately I feel like I've been saying oh, everything's great. And I guess it is, but it isn't. I don't know. The past week has been weird. Yeah, for me, it's been really weird, and I feel like it's been that way since Bella left. So I feel like that, I don't know what it was. I'll straight up tell you, the first few days were hard. The first few days I kind of didn't fully understand it, and I feel like that took an effect on my mood, and I feel like Thursday was the worst, because Thursday I don't know what was going on. I was out of it, I was in a mood Thursday, getting annoyed over little things. Just, I'm not a moody person. I am straight up even when I'm on my period, I'm not moody. I'm just let me enjoy a nice bath and just let me do my thing, and I'm good to go. But when you start making it hard on me, that's when it's hard. And yesterday, in school, we did a special class called The Basics of a Car. Because I am old enough to get my driver's permit, and that will be happening soon. But before we did anything like that, my dad wanted to give me the basics of a car. So he said he would feel a lot safer if I knew just a few basics of a car first, And we're going to do a little bit more of that soon. But yeah, yeah, this week, generally what happened with Bella leaving was that right now, Bella's getting ready to move, and it's not oh, she's moving 5 or 10 minutes away. It's that she's actually moving, to a whole different state situation, a big move, pretty much. And, we feel I'm not gonna talk too much on that because I feel like it did take something in Bella or something, but I'm not gonna talk on that unless Bella straight up tells me she wants me to. I'm not going to talk on that. So Bella came not last Monday, but the Monday before the last Monday. She came, and I was really excited. When she got here, she was disappointed because I wasn't here, but that was because I had a doctor's appointment, a spine appointment. I have one more next year, and then I'm done with that. And we weren't sure if that was going to be my last one or not, but they said next year I'll have one, and then I'm done. So I was really out of it. I feel literally that night, we were in the middle of ballet class, and we were on mute, and she went I'm I can't wait for this week, it's gonna be fun. Because I was looking forward to it, I was really excited about it, and then she was just so you know, then she said my niece's name, she went she's picking me up tomorrow, around 10 in the morning, and I'm wait, how do you know this, what, and she was yeah, she came over today, and I said that, and I'm at this point, I was getting kind of Bella kind of telling it to me as it wasn't her choice, it was that this is what was happening, adult's choice. Then that night, we got done and we texted my niece about it, like, cause I'm like, was confused on it, and also Bella was kind of playing it off as if she didn't really know either, like, cause I was like, no, cause I'm pretty sure the plan was for you to stay like 5 days. Well, my sister called, as me and Bella were eating dinner, or like, we were eating dinner, kind of getting ready to head back in the room to just kind of watch like a movie or something, and then we were gonna go to bed after a movie because it was kind of around 8 o'clock at night, and we were tired from dance. And also, like, here in this house, the rules are that you can watch a movie before bed, and or like a really long episode of a TV show or something, but then afterwards it's bedtime, you know. And we usually start, like, me and my dad start around like 8 o'clock-ish. Then what happened was, my sister called and brought it up, and she, like, actually, like, asked my mom, she's like, hey, like, how are the girls getting along and stuff, because Bella said something about her wanting to, like, leave tomorrow. And Mom's like, oh yeah, they've been getting along good, you know, like, because we were, like, no big deal. And then pretty much, she's like, well, ask Bella if she wants to stay or if she wants to go. And at this point, Bella said she wanted to go, and I'm like, I was shocked. Like, me, my mom, my dad, we were all shocked by this. And then, like, I feel like lately Bella hasn't been herself, and it's kind of annoying because it's not like Bella's growing. She's getting older, she's changing, she's discovering parts of herself that she didn't know about. But I feel like to the point where it almost feels like we're not friends, if that makes, like, we have a strong relationship. We, at one point, were calling, we were FaceTiming, we were texting each other every night for, like, I want to say, like, 2 years straight. And then Bella started getting busy, which she honestly was, because she was, like, doing cheerleading and going to friends' house, and, you know, she was enjoying life, and that was good. And she was not pushing me to the side. She just couldn't, like, FaceTime every night or something. And, you know, so it got to where I would hear from her, like, every once in a while, you know. I feel like it was just a thing, and I didn't know what was really happening. And that night I talked with Bella, I'm like, hey, like, I didn't know, like, what's going on. Like, just kind of, I wanted to know what was on, and she's like, I'm sorry, but, like, I would kind of rather go over there. And I'm like, why? And she at first she didn't give me an answer. And then she was, you'll be mad if I tell you. And I'm like, what does it tell me? And she was because I want to go hang out with the little girl because I haven't seen her in forever. And I'm like, I'm not going to get mad over that. And at first, part of me was like, is she making this up? Or what? But then I know Bella, and Bella's very honest. She doesn't lie. And that sort of stuff. And so, and also because she really, like, things happen. And so then at that point, I started crying. Like, full-blown crying because I have gone through a lot. Like, losing my crush was hard enough, and I didn't want last year to repeat itself and have another incident about, like, me crying because I thought Bella was mad at me or something. Like, I didn't want that. I wanted to grow and have an even stronger friendship, you know? And so, like, that was definitely an issue there. But then I was full blown crying. At that point, I want to say I went through over 20 tissues in like 10 minutes. Like, I was full blown crying, like, to the point where I could barely talk. I was, like, at this point, just getting up in my head, like, because I was going through a lot, and there was a lot that I feel like it was because I kind of had planned out a lot of fun stuff for us, and then, like I planned out a lot of fun stuff for us, and, like, I was looking forward to seeing her, and just having fun, and there was a lot that I wanted to really tell her about, like, my private life, my diary life, and, like, just a lot, and I felt like maybe our friendship would come out stronger, and this was kind of like, oh, and I get it, like, this little girl, like, she hasn't seen her since she was, like, 2. She's seen her one time since then, at the point which was, like 3 days before. Or, no, not 3 days before, but, like, 2 days before. For, like, a few hours, like, and that they're closer in age, and, like, they do a lot of fun things together, It's a good friendship, and a young, fresh friendship. So I feel like since then I've just been off. And at that point she said something about how, well, it's too late because she can't come in, and she can't change her plans to not pick me up. And I'm like, I brought that up to Mom and Dad, and they're like, we can easily call her up, like, right now, tell her that Bella wants to stay. And it's no big deal. Like, it's not a big deal. It would just mean, and instead of, like, going and coming by the house on her way home from work, because she works nights, like, and picking Bella up and taking her, it would mean she would just go straight home without Bella. Like, it's one of the things that's easy. So, like, I tried telling her. At this point, I was freaking out. And I feel like that night or the next day was even harder because, well, no, that night finally Mom sat down with me and she went like, if you want, go talk to her. Go tell her how you feel. Like that situation. I did. I tried. I was struggling because I was crying, like, and then she's like, well, if you want, call her, tell her to come out here, and I'll kind of talk with her for a minute, see what's going on. And so Mom talked to her and said that, and she was never trying to hurt me. Even though she saw the tears and she generally had a good reason, and I feel like everyone's saying, like, so many people, including my sister, is saying Bella's acting different lately. And it's not like a change in her personality. Like, she almost seems like she's not happy about something. Or like, almost like she doesn't want to move or something. Like, we don't know. Something's kind of off. And I knew that because I know the real Bella, and the real Bella wouldn't have done that if I was full-blown crying. And so the next day was hard because she actually did leave. And soon as she left, I don't know, I was out of it. I was like trying to act like it was fine, but like it really wasn't. And the meltdown the night before kind of was like, oh, this isn't fine. But yeah, I feel like since then I've been off like a lot. Like me and Bella had fun doing the dance class. Like she had fun with it even though dance is not her thing. And she got very tired and like I almost feel like annoyed because here's the thing. And it's either where you really, really love ballet and like pretty much Monday nights are like primarily ballet. With like I will usually do like a routine. We'll do ballet and then we'll do like a routine and then kind of like a warm up or something in between. Or something small in between. And so you either really, really love ballet or you don't like ballet at all because you think it's boring. And sometimes there's an in between. I'm kind of in between, like I'm slowly converting. I love hip hop and like contemporary because there's a lot of performance. I love anything where I can perform and really have to use my face and really have fun and like hip hop is one of my favorites. It is my favorite style of dance. I don't get to do that much, and it's sad because like I really enjoy hip hop because there's lots of performance, there's lots of fun. But I also really enjoy ballet. Like before, I used to think ballet's boring, and I used to get kind of bored with ballet. But now that like I actually learned a little bit about ballet, I'm like, ballet's not that boring. It's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting, and like really exciting and that sort of stuff. And so what happened was that yeah, so that day was just kind of hard, and I've been off. Like lately, I feel like I don't know if Bella leaving had anything to do with it. I feel like I don't know. Like I literally Thursday or no, that Wednesday. And so like pretty much I had an entire day, like to recover from Bella leaving. And that Wednesday I was so out of it that I'm like, it wasn't even funny. I was getting mad at myself over little things. Like if I'm the type that I'm a perfectionist. When it comes to my dancing, I don't like mistakes. I don't like to make them. If I see someone make a mistake in dance, and I'll like point it out, but I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna be happy, and I always look for the person that loves what they're doing and loves to dance and willing to show me that. And that's something that I feel like I really need to work on, and I'm working on, obviously, like, because I feel like I love dance so much, but my face is like boring. Or it's either my face is boring or it just has a little like smile on it. And I feel like with dance you gotta use multiple facials, and I'm like, when they don't give us like, I feel like it's hard because if they give us a character like, like it's easy to make more than one face. Or like if they give a kind of a storyline of something like, this is kind of what's going on, it's easy. But when it's like, oh, here's a dance and some music, but the music you don't really understand it, it's really hard to like use more than one face and stuff. So I'm working on that. It made a massive improvement. And I want to say like the past month, it really was feeling like my month. It was really feeling like so many dreams of mine were coming true in the past month. And like not only the past month, but kind of like I want to say like the past month obviously, and like 2 weeks before. Like it really felt like so many of my dreams were coming true, like dancing with Abby and like all of this stuff, and like now when Bella left, it kind of felt like it had gone down. But we were doing kind of a jumps and turns class, and I kept falling out of my turn. And I've been the type, I can pick an object in the room and use that as my spotting. I don't need a thing to spot. I naturally just take to it and figure something out. And I found that for me, I've never been the one to be like, this is my object. That can be for spotting. I always been the one to just kind of turn and naturally just have something in mind, but not really know it until I complete the turn and that sort of thing. And so that night I was a mess, and I think Bella leaving had part of that, like part to do with, because I was thrown off my game. And also it was my first time with this like teacher, and like to the point where I was getting mad at myself to where I had to tell myself, you're good enough to be here, you're a great dancer, you're fabulous, now you're making all these mistakes, and if you don't stop, you leave. Because you know not to make these mistakes. I know it's hard. I know it's being hard, but that's honestly my method. It's how I always been tough on myself when it comes to dancing. If I make a mistake, I tell myself, I'm good enough to dance, or I'm a fabulous dancer, I'm good enough to be here, and I need to keep dancing because I'm really good at it and I enjoy it. But if I'm going to keep making these mistakes, leave the Zoom. Leave it. Step out of the class and say, I'm done for today. Because I'm not good enough if I'm going to make these mistakes. And I know that I am good enough. But being hard on myself is how I always done it, and it's always worked. That's always been my one thing. I'm a great teacher when it comes to like teaching dance. I point out the mistakes. I help you fix the mistakes, and I'm kind of nice. Like I'm pretty nice, and I want you to open up and show me I love this. This is what I love. Like that situation, and I feel like that was but when it comes to myself, I'm gonna be hard. Because a good dancer improves. A good dancer points out their mistakes when they know they made one. And a good dancer fixes it. First try. Not the 700th time. First try, you fix it, or you stop. And you make yourself fix it. Like, I'm the type that if I'm just practicing like turns, and because throughout the day I try to practice a few things, and like I'm like that sort of stuff. If I make a mistake, let's say I fall out of a turn, I'm gonna keep doing that turn until I nail it perfectly. And that means doing it for 2 hours straight. And I feel like dance kind of did bring something in between me and Bella, as sad as it is to say. Like, I feel like maybe because I enjoy dance and I'm dancing all the time, and that's really good, but I feel like she admitted that she had fun. Like, it was fun, and if it's something that she absolutely had to do again, she would, and kind of enjoy it. But it's not really her thing. Like, not really her thing, and that's okay. hey, like, that's perfectly fine, but I've been out of it since then, and I don't know what it is. And then, like, this past Thursday, I was a wreck. Like, I literally, and I think part of it was because the day before I started On Point for the first time, and that was really exciting, a big dance accomplishment. But I feel like that day, me and my mom kind of went at it a little bit, and it's like not always. The thing with my mom is she's incredible. I love her so much, but there's times when she can be difficult. And what I mean by that is there's times when I almost have to go at it with her a little bit to make her see my side with things. And I love her, and not me putting her down. She is incredible. Like, couldn't ask for a better mom situation. Like, and I feel like that was one of those incidents, though, because what happened was, I'm gonna bring up this argument and talk about it to you because it's kind of over a dumb thing, which is my parents have always been really much like letting me kind of handle it. Like, if I don't want to do something, they usually don't make me do it unless it's necessary, like getting shots or something, like, unless it has to be done, like that situation. But when it comes to just like doing what I love and doing what I want to do, like dance, it's always been kind of my choice. And I brought it up that morning. I went like, I may not do anything but combo tonight because I'm tired. I kind of want to take a little bit of a break. I've been dancing so much lately, and I was just having an off day. Like, to be honest, that was the main reason. I feel like my mind was definitely on how I lost my crush, very much on that. And so, it's been really hard, and I feel like and my mom actually went at it. Also, I wanted to like focus on technique a little bit more that day to just make sure that to get kind of more used to the point shoot and get kind of understand where my technique is. So what happened was that so what ended up happening was my mom went at it and said, and maybe you should stop doing those Zoom classes then. And I'm like, why would I stop? She's like, if you don't want to do tonight, then you're not using it to the fullest. And I'm like, so then finally later on, like around lunchtime, I brought it up to her and I went like, Mom, I really am using it to the fullest. I love it so much. It's a dream come true. It was just that I'm kind of like I'm still doing it. I'm just doing combo only because I kind of feel like focusing on my technique a little bit more and my face and things that need to be fixed. I want anything that needs to be fixed I can fix kind of immediately and not have to work on it a lot. It's just kind of one of those things I kind of work on it a little bit and then it will kind of fix itself. I will work on that. And then she finally went okay. And I'm like, it's just this one little break. And I went through Thursday. I actually did it even though I wasn't planning to, and it was good. But Thursday, I was really out of it. And that's one of those times when sometimes my mom, I gotta explain my side. It may seem like an argument, but in the end, it's me just explaining to her and really showing her my side. This music video, I'm very excited for because it's kind of dark, it's kind of creepy. So for the dark and creepy, I got some different brown eyeshadows and So I can go for like a muddy sort of dirty makeup look with lots of dark colors, and the dark and creepy is actually, so then I love that I get to play characters. It's gonna be kind of zombie, creepy, like eerie sort of character, and then I'm bringing Star back for like a scene, and the rest of it is different sides of me. So you got the side that everyone sees where I'm happy, I'm excited, and then you get the side where you get to see like the dance side. You get so many different sides of me, and the song actually it kind of goes with it really good, and the entire thing is like it often feels like someone is living my life for me because I miss my crush so much, and that's all I can focus on sometimes, and I'm like, that's annoying because it feels like someone else is like living my life for me and making me only focus on that when I don't want to sometimes. So like that's gonna be like the zombie or like creepy character, and I'm still figuring out outfits. I got an idea of a start for the outfit. I have this leotard that is black and it looks very ballet-like, but it gets covered in dust really fast. So it will work, and I'll throw some more stuff. But I just wanted to come on here tell you the truth. Even though I've been really happy and like doing a lot of like my dreams and stuff, I haven't been doing so good, and this is telling you the truth.